people come into our facility and they've had a bad experience with another coach or trainer, I'm noticing a trend. They ask certain questions. One of the questions they'll ask is, will I be with the same coach or trainer every single time I come in? The answer is, it really depends on the time and day you come in. But I want to speak about why this question is being asked in the first place. I thought about it, and it actually does make sense somebody would ask this question. Why? Because the last experience they had, and this person, she was working out with somebody in the area for the past few months, and it made her injuries worse, and actually some more pains and injuries she didn't have before started to appear, and the other results she wanted didn't materialize. And she went to see a local chiropractor, and this is somebody I've known for well over a decade, great chiropractor. And he mentioned that, oh, you should definitely go see, Chris and Terranova Fitness. I send them all my clients and athletes. They always come back better, less pain, and stronger. And I explained to her that we're not like a mass market gym where there's just so much variety between trainers and coaches. In order to be a coach at my facility, there's several things that have to happen. You have to be one of the coolest people in the world, meaning you're very welcoming, you're very friendly, but also you have a certain level of professional certainty. And what that means is, all right, person, it's the vibe, it's the energy. They feel safe. They feel like they're not being judged, but they also know that this coach has absolute certainty on how to coach them and execute the fitness programs that I create for everybody. And they also have to have the flexibility to make adjustments depending on the person and how their body is responding. So you can adjust the intensity. Our coaches will also be very flexible, and maybe somebody's joint is not feeling the best, and so we have to make adjustments with different exercises or different ways to progress, regress, or just alter the exercise altogether. And what's the most important thing is all the coaches here are amazing, very skilled. There shouldn't be too much variability on what they're doing because they're executing the game plan that I've evolved over the past 2 decades. And they're following the principles of really priority that I preach here. Number one priority is not actually to get you into shape. The number one priority is to make sure we don't injure you or aggravate or any pain, or make sure you're just the Hippocratic Oath. You don't get injured. Here's the cool thing about that. You can do that and also get the person in shape at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. But the number one priority is do no harm. Do not injure anybody. And so this person had a not great experience with another coach or trainer in the area. I will not say that person's name because I'm assuming that person has good intentions. But that person was pushing this person too fast, too quick, and it overloaded their joints, their muscles, and it's a complete lack of awareness of any guiding principles that makes a successful coach or trainer. At the top level in professional sports, for example, some of my friends are in the NFL, NHL, collegiate level, mentor, the Olympics, national champions, World Series. A fitness coach, a strength and conditioning coach on the professional level is actually gauged by man or woman games missed due to injury. Meaning, if you injure the athlete, you have to answer to the owner, the agent, the head coach, the national and local media, and the fans too as well. And so what we do here is we treat every single client like a professional athlete that's worth $7 million. We need to keep the athlete or person healthy, and so that they can have a winning record, complete as many workouts throughout the year as possible, get into the playoffs, and then make a run for the championship. So when you're searching for a coaching facility, what I would advise people is, yes, ask those questions. Will I get the same trainer or coach? It makes sense, especially if you've had a bad experience in the past. But ask them, how are the programs done? What's the guiding principles that unite all these coaches and trainers? Are they having weekly staff meetings where they will go over, clients' results? For example, we just had Success Week where we check in with people. We go over their in-body scan. We just did strength training, and I think virtually all our clients got stronger. And so we'll talk about that. We'll have game plans. We will go through, all right, this person lifted way more weight and she got way more stronger. So during the program, let's take her program out and have her lift heavier. And then there's other people where maybe they're having some joint issues, and we say, all right, let's just keep the weight in this spot so they stay in shape, but we don't overload the joints or muscles too much. So those are the questions you want to ask when you're searching for a really great coaching team or trainer. Now, the difference between coaches and trainers at our place is their temperament. They're both friendly. All of us are friendly. All of us are welcoming. All of us have certainty, but we're individuals. So we have a different temperament, and one's not better than the other. It's just different. So I'll wrap this up again. When you're going to a coaching facility, you should ask, all right, is there a general philosophy guiding all the coaches and trainers? So there's a certain professional standard that's across the board, right? And then ask them, what are like the top 3 principles or standards that all coaches and trainers across the board are doing? And the owner, the head coach, the coaches, they should have an immediate answer. And not only that, they should be happy you're asking that question, because the best clients and athletes are the ones who ask questions and who are the most engaged. So if you've had a bad experience in the past, I'm sorry that happened to you. That sucks. However, just like dating, if you've had a bad relationship, you don't stop dating. You get back out there. That's part of the fun of it all. But you want to be cautious when you go back out there too as well. Again, what are the 3 top principles all the coaches use? What are their priorities of training? And if a coach or trainer or owner can't enthusiastically answer those questions, buyer beware.